civil justice now stands. Last year, over 27,000 of the 767,000 households in central and northeast Ohio completed an application for services to legal aid. That's 3.5% of all the households in the 8-county region. Almost 12,000 cases were closed in 2010, benefiting over 35,000 people. Legal aid programs across the county are supported by federal and state appropriations, IOLTA funds, and filing fees and grants. And my time is up. I will provide you with some additional written material that will fulfill the balance of my presentation, along with some recent annual reports. Thank you.
Good morning. I guess it's afternoon now. My name is David Shegley, and I'm here on behalf of Social Security employees. I'm a local president for Social Security offices in the state of Ohio with American Federation of Government Employees. This last budget round, where we went through the possibility of government shutdown, was a tough time for everyone. We successfully had some lunchtime pickets and demonstrations around Ohio, and some of you may have been there, and if you were, we appreciate it. This budget that we're working under right now will keep us from being laid off, which is a good thing. But there's some things that it doesn't do, which is provide the level of overtime that's needed in our agency to actually deliver services successfully. Because of our busy days in Social Security offices, and many of you who've been there know it's very busy. And by the way, we appreciate the work that Legal Aid does on behalf. I refer people to Legal Aid from the 800 number fairly regularly, and great organization, worthy of funding. We're losing hundreds, and probably by the end of the fiscal year, which ends in September, thousands of dedicated employees to early retirement, people that decide that, the stress and strain, they've had enough. But overtime is what provides people with actual uninterrupted time for processing claims. Darlene, my wife, has been a claims representative for SSI for over 30 years. I got over 20 years in as a Social Security worker. And so, in addition to having all the challenges of the budget, what's happening right now that I want you to be aware of is they would like to freeze our pay for an additional 3 years. They want to cut our pensions by increasing the contributions that we make. Social Security employees are not opposed to contributing to deficit. We've contributed with 2 years of freeze at this point. And but right now, our pensions, if we go from 0.08% contribution to our pension to 6.2% for a grade 8 employee like myself, that means about $3,000 a year I won't have to spend on groceries, gasoline, and at Target. Don't shop at Walmart. And so we're on the bargaining table right now as far as the debt ceiling, our pensions. This is wrong. As federal employees, we didn't make the debt. We provide public service every day. And so I ask that Senator Brown, especially Congress people, pay attention to the fact that they're using us as a pawn in this debt ceiling negotiation. And it's wrong. It's wrong.
I'm Reverend John Beatty, a citizen of Akron and a former pastor in Akron. I'm now retired, and I wish to speak to the congressional leaders who are supposed to represent us, the voters. I appeal to you on behalf of my beloved country to listen to the cries of the people not to the temptations of the scandalous amounts of campaign money that are distorting the priorities of our government. We are in danger of losing our democracy, our environment, our freedoms, our future, because of short-sighted greed on the part of those who have the most wealth and power in our society. These are my priorities. 1, take care of the poorest and most vulnerable first. Why? When we target the poor with programs that give them a hand up, they spend the money they receive from the federal government locally and benefit everyone economically above them. Trickle-down policies don't work. They never worked. Bubble-up policies do work. They've always worked. 2, take care of the environment. We all, whether we're rich or poor, depend upon the water we drink, the air we breathe, and the ground from which our food comes. Our health depends upon a clean environment. Do not deregulate our environmental protection. We must put our nation and our world on a sustainable foundation. We are using up Mother Nature. 3, subsidize the future, not the past. Subsidize clean energy, not polluting energy. Polluting energies are doing quite well without the billions of government subsidies they're now receiving. 4, demilitarize the budget. We cannot bring peace by subsidizing war. To the detriment of jobs, health, education, environmental preservation, and foreign assistance that is necessary to help the world be peaceful. 5, take into account the injustices in our system of government and in the federal budget. Minorities in our society are the hardest hit in a recession, the first fired and the last hired. Give them special help because their needs are especially critical. Target them. 6, stop the unconscionable tax breaks, including my own parsonage allowance. I've not been a pastor for 10 years, and I'm still getting a tax break on my housing expenses that the rest of the folks in the room who are not clergy do not get. I'm retired and no longer a pastor. I don't need that. I do need it, I think. I'm getting it, but I don't want it because I think it's unfair. 7, take the cap off Social Security taxes. Why should billionaires have the largest portion of their income off limits in Social Security tax, while all of my income is subject to the Social Security tax? Treat the rich and the poor equally with an equal rate of Social Security taxation. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. My name is Kim Wilson. I'm from Akron, Ohio, and I'm not representing an organization, just parents and parents everywhere. Briefly, this is what I would like to see happen with the federal budget. Increase the educational dollars, not only for higher education, but more importantly, let's not forget lower education. Our children go to school from preschool to grade 12. Head Start is a wonderful program that should be expanded, not contracted. Preparation for higher education needs to be expanded from Head Start to other lead-in programs that will continue to inspire and engage our children in their educational careers. The reason Head Start is so successful because these wonderful, cute little toddlers are valued. Let's continue to value our children from toddlerhood to the tweens and the teens. Let's give them the education they deserve. Thank you.
Just a reminder, if you haven't signed in as just attending this presentation today, we would like to ask you to do that at some point and collect some of the literature that we have available. And the next group of people that we'll
I'll send
hear
out,
from.
I'll pass around the sign-up sheet if you haven't signed it.
Okay, all right. Then